So we are here today in Silver Bay. We are heading to the North Shore Adventure Park.
Indeed, beautiful day here too. All kinds of people on Highway 61, and it's just a day to get outside.
It's a bright, sunny Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
So all right, we are parking behind the clinic area in Silver Bay and walking down a dirt path where we will come upon very shortly here the North Shore Adventure Park. Here we go.
Hey Jay.
Hey Joe.
I feel like doing some exploring.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Let's hit the road, see where we end up.
This is Explore the North Shore with
Joe
and Jay.
I'm Natalie Rich, and I'm the park manager.
All right, and we are where?
We are at the North Shore Adventure Park.
What exactly is it, and how did it come about?
So it all started with our owner, Bauman, who he did a trip over to Switzerland to meet with some colleagues, and he saw that they had a road course there. Brought his daughter there. She didn't like the outdoors. She wasn't very outgoing. She was shy. And so they did this road course, and he's like, after that, she was a whole new kid. She was adventurous. She was outgoing. She had courage. She, all these different things. And so he wanted to share that. So that's kind of where it started. And so Outdoor Venture is the umbrella parent company, basically. And then they own the Adventure Park name, and this is the 7th park that they've built.
Where are some of those other parks at?
The other ones, they're mainly located on the East Coast. So Virginia Beach, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, all over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then why did they end up building one here, like this specific area?
So Phil and Alice, who are the landowners, they purchased the property and did their own rock wall climbing, and it just didn't really take off very well for them. So they did some research. They had found Bauman, reached out to him, and 2 years later, here we are.
And now if somebody wanted to come here for the day, let's say a family, is it family friendly?
Very family friendly. And that we're kind of expecting that, especially with our location. We're going to get a ton of traffic, people driving by, mom, dad, kids, grandma, and the dog. Family can come hang out and play. Grandma and the dog obviously don't want to climb. They're welcome to hang out, walk around the park, take pictures, have little picnics, birthday parties, whatever. I mean, we are open for everybody.
What's the age range?
So for the main course, the age is 7 and up that they'll climb, and each course is rated by a color, and that's just the different difficult level. And then we also have the Adventure Playground, and that's for ages 3 to 6.
So if you're driving on Highway 61, like when I go by it, and I've seen it, a dozen times now, and it just kind of in passing, it looks like a little bit intimidating. Just a number of bridges and ropes, and it's kind of, you're going fat, on Highway 61. So it's like, what is that?
Yes.
Can people just pull over and check it out, or how would you, describe it just so people have a better idea of exactly what it is?
It definitely looks more intimidating than it is. And I'm very amazed at how many people have showed up that are afraid of heights even. And they get over that fear just knowing how safe we are with things. But I mean, people are more than welcome, and they have. Even when we're closed and I'm here in the office, people will stop by, walk around, check it out, look at things.
And so it's a course, like if you were to think of a golf course, a mini golf course where there's, hole 1, hole 2, hole 3, is it set up that way where you go here?
Yep, to an extent. We call them trails. So a lot of rope courses that you see anywhere else, they have it's called Charlotte's Web. So it's just a big free-for-all, go play. Where here you have a starting point and an ending point. And then with the different difficulty levels, people feel more accomplished after doing something. They're like, oh my gosh, I did the blue, I'm so proud of myself, kind of thing.
Have you ever done the course?
I have, yes. I've done all of them except the second half of black. That one is the most difficult. And we actually had a trainer here from Nashville, and he said when he did the course, he's like, I would call this like a black and a half, because it's more difficult than just your average black. There is some double black elements throughout the course, so that does definitely make it more challenging. But we do have little, I call them cheaters, zip lines where if you can't complete a certain area, then you can zip line to a different part of the course and then lower yourself down to get on another trail.
Oh, nice. And then is it all self-belaying, or are there belayers with you?
It's all by yourself, unless you need help. We ask customers to do is just yell out staff, and then a staff member will come over and help them. If we can't talk them through helping themselves, then we do have people who are trained to go up and assist them at any part of the park.
That actually sounds like a fun job.
It is a fun job. So our monitors, I call them lifeguards on the ground.
Okay.
Because you're basically you're watching everybody, paying attention, listening for that staff. And it's a little frustrating because it sounds a lot like dad. So you get a ton of kids who are super excited and they're, dad, dad, dad. Well, we think they're yelling staff. Go over, check them out. Well, just excited kids.
And how many people does it happen a lot where somebody gets stuck?
It does. But it's been quite a while since we've done any sort of assist. Staff, now that we're open, I mean, we've been just about open for a month. And so staff are learning kind of the tips and tricks and what to say and how to say things for people to help themselves. Because we definitely want them to be able to do it themselves. It kind of goes back to that sense of accomplishment at the end.
Yeah.
What's the seasonal schedule for the park? When does it open?
We open Memorial Day weekend. And then we are planning to close the end of September, but I would like to push that into October just because of the fall colors and Jaye weekend. So just kind of a wait and see, but definitely in the fall.
And then what's the weather situation? So if it's raining, can they still go out? What are the rules with that?
Yep, if it's raining, people can still climb if they want. Otherwise, we do have basically a format that we have to follow. If there's a lightning strike or a storm X amount of miles away, we'll start closing down those higher and more difficult courses. And then once everything is cleared, we'll have staff go out to an inspection and then reopen the course. And I mean, we'll alter people's tickets. Like if you got to sit for an hour, but you still want to climb after the rain kind of thing, we'll adjust your tickets to make sure that you still get all of your time in climbing. Or if you just don't want to climb, then we can do a rain check as well. If you're halfway through the course or before, we'll refund you a ticket for another day. Or if you're halfway through the course, then we'll do a rain check for half a ticket.
So it's a time allotment that the tickets are for?
Yep. The tickets go for, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes. So you get 2 hours of climbing time, and then we give you 40 minutes for, when you come in, you check in, sign waivers, and then you watch a briefing video, learn how to harness, how to go throughout the course. And then we have a practice course. So it's just a mini version of what you will see up there with all the same equipment, the same carabiners, the same tweezers, the same cables, same everything. And then they're free to climb for 2 hours.
And what's the highest up element? Like what's the tallest that you'll go?
Ooh, feet-wise, I'm not sure, but the highest is definitely the black course.
Price vary for age, or is it one set rate? What's the cost to do this?
It all varies. There's a bunch of different options. We do offer some discounts. So we have a local discount, senior, student, and military. Otherwise, you can do a season pass. There's an adventure club ticket. There's, for example, we have a twilight ticket, and that's like the last couple hours of the day, where you do get a shorter climbing time, but the tickets are cheaper.
So how much is it?
It's $46.
Yeah. So if Jay and I just pulled in off Highway 61, two people in their 30s.
Yep, I believe it's $46
per person.
Yep.
And then what if we had two kids with us? Would that be
Kids
different?
are 38, I believe.
Okay. Cool. What are people saying? Is there a memory or a story about what somebody said as they came off the
Everybody's
course?
Loving the racing zip line. And that is a first for all of our parks too. No other place has the dual racing, and you get to race down and back. So kids trying to race their siblings, race their parents, anything like that. Everybody, that's the favorite thing. I mean, we had a family come in. They didn't do any other course except the zip line for 2 hours. They just went, and it's like, have at it. You can do whichever one you want.
I think I could beat Jay in the zip line.
I think my size will have benefit for me.
It's all physics.
See.
Yes, I'll be aerodynamic. And, yep, I got a whole plan.
Didn't you say you've never done zip line before?
It's all up here.
So you don't know the tricks. I know the tricks.
Bring it on.
All right, anything else you wanted to add?
So I'm very thankful that when this was completed is when the Black Beach campground was, the groundbreaking was taking place as well. So I think these two things for Silver Bay are just going to be huge. And it's not a building that's being put up. This is, we've got some platforms and ropes and cables in the trees. Pretty simple impact, but it gets kids outside and off their phones.
Yeah. Well, as a Silver Bay native, I really hope I think it'd be a really great thing for the community. And yes. I hope they really embrace it. Because if I were a kid living in town, I would definitely be buying a season pass and just coming down here all summer.
Yep. And that's the thing too with locals. I have a feeling that our ticket sales for locals are going to be cheaper or lower because if you work here, you can bring up to 4 people on your day off, and those people can climb for free.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got, I think, 15 employees right now.
Make friends with an employee.
Yes, and I mean, like the whole 6 degrees of separation. Everybody in town's going to be able to climb for free at some point.
That's nice. And then, are the employees mostly locals?
Yes. Yep, a lot of locals. Yeah, a lot of familiar faces that, you know, the one girl I used to babysit. So I'm like, well, this is comical. You know, another girl I know, I'm like, okay, here's your interview. When can you start?
Yeah.
You know? So that's definitely been beneficial.
Yeah, that's great too, because I know a lot of these outdoor jobs in Silver Bay are kind of lacking. So now there's 15.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right. Well,
To the course.
And this podcast is sponsored by Cascade Vacation Rentals, serving Duluth to the Canadian border for all your vacation rental needs. And Joe, did you know that you can use the promo code podcast and get the biggest discount available at any given time?
Okay, so just one word, lowercase podcast?
All one word, lowercase podcast.
And where do you type that into?
By going to www.cascadevacationrentals.com or by calling 888-868-2972. The audio you're about to hear is actually pulled off the GoPro that you were wearing on the course.
Yeah, that thing was... That only added another element to the challenge for me, by the way. Having this extra weight on my skull.
That the ropes kept trying to knock off. So mostly you're going to hear Joe chatting about his experiences on the course. You hear me a little bit. You hear Natalie a little bit. But if you want to see the video, you can go to the Cascade Vacation Rentals YouTube channel and look for the North Shore Adventure Park video, which is the course from Joe's perspective. So,
and quite a day it was.
It was. So you're about to hear the audio. If you want to see the visual, hop on over there.
All right.
Can I pretend to fall off? Then I would dangle.
How do you think that's going to feel?
Only one way to find out, Jay. These ropes wanted to knock the GoPro off really bad. Until I became aware of it.
You're going to go that way.
I saved the GoPro, Jay.
It's basically just this. I'm pretty sure those things are just built to just smack you in the head as you go. Oh yeah, these don't look wobbly or dangerous at all.
Yeah, this is pretty intense.
It's crazy.
Like, they say a 3-year-old can do this?
Not this one.
Okay.
3-year-olds do the playground.
Can your kids handle this?
Oh, my kids can.
Really? Yikes, Jay. That's all I gotta say. Nice, Jay.
Woo!
What's this one? Why don't they get easier? This is intense. Damn it, Jay. Ah.
I don't like this one. Can you stop there?
Okay, Jay.
You got this.
The swing of life. Okay, here we go. See you, Jay.
See you later. Talk to you.
Yeah. Sweet.
Oh yeah, this is fun.
Hello.
It's so hard to land.
How's it going? Well, it goes into an angle which is terrifying.
Yeah.
This is it, huh?
Yep, this one, and then we jump down.
Okay.
Excited for that part?
I am. What do? You just like literally jump?
Yeah, you just step off. So you
And-
can either just stand and just step off, or if you want to sit down and kind of like scoot your butt off, you can do it that way too.
And then you just free fall down?
Yep.
And you like hold on to a rope and you can go as fast or as slow as you want?
It'll only go so fast.
Really?
So like it's kind of comical when we get like these little peanut of a kid, because they'll step off and then they'll just hang there. There's not enough weight for them.
Yeah, I see. This is pretty skinny, Jay. And intense.
Where do we go from there? Who's that muscle?
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
Up in the deep.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. See you, Jay. It's been such a pleasure getting to know you, Jay. Yeah.
Okay, so we've just completed the North Shore Adventure Park. We are walking back to the car now.
I'm exhausted in a good way. In a good way, Jay.
I will say it was a lot more challenging than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was. You know, we did the medium level option, and I would say I got my tail kicked. That's the polite way to say it, I guess.
Yeah, we did. I believe it was called was it the Grand Rapids?
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Which is
intermediate.
She said medium, so there's definitely levels above that.
That would be. You'd have to work your way up for that.
I'm not young, but I'm also not old. I am physically okay.
Sure, you're capable of many North Shore activities, if not all of them.
That kicked my butt. I have a bruise on my arm. I did slightly dislocate my already slightly dislocated shoulder.
My soul hurts.
There was one moment at the very end. I won't spoil it because I feel like you come up to it and you're just looking around going, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do? And you gave me this look like, am I really supposed to do this right now? And
yeah, but hey, we did it, and here we stand.
We survived.
Yeah, it was great, and there are different levels. I think we should stress that for families in particular, much easier options than the one we chose.
The one I wanted to do was the yellow one, which was the easy beginner one. But we had to wait for that when there's a family on it with children, and we figured, okay, the children should have priority.
Not put the pressure on them. And
but then behind us on the medium one, there was a 7, maybe 8-year-old kid.
He was way better than me.
So much better.
Yeah.
Man. And I just want to observe something real fast. We're in the parking lot, and right next to me is a car from California. So
hey, right on.
This is attracting people from all over.
And there's a motorcycle and a boat. People stopping on their way up to the Gunflint Trail or wherever they're headed. So it's open for business.
Yes, and she said you can book ahead, and usually there's a discount if you book ahead, or you can just show up and buy your ticket. It lasts for 2 hours and 40 minutes. The first 40 minutes was learning. Very informative video that Joe did not pay attention to.
I was taking notes, Jay, in my mind. It's definitely an afternoon, start after lunch maybe and plan for the afternoon to do it right, I guess. Yeah. Otherwise, you might feel rushed or get hungry in the middle of the course and leave too early.
Yep, so you definitely don't want to feel rushed. You want to take your time, have fun, do multiple courses. We had enough time to do at least one more.
Oh, yeah.
I would not recommend going for black until you've either experienced one of the other ones or unless you are a really good high ropes courser.
I think that makes it so appealing, though, Jay, that this isn't like... It has the combination of absolutely family friendly, and there are many kids, and it also has the appeal of you need to have some serious physical capabilities to do the upper level courses. Let's get out of here.
Okay, so this is it for Exploring the North Shore with Joe and Jay.
Until next time.
We'll see you again. Boom.